Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hello there, partner. Go on and hang up your hat, grab yourself a whiskey, and pull up in the easy chair. We're coming off the range of 9 to 5s with a whole herd of news stories that we've been steaming over like a cow patty in the Texas heat. As they say, the chickens are finally coming home to roost. And we're here to ruffle some feathers and ensure accountability ain't just a concept, it's reality. It's that time where the day's drama casts its longest shadow. So let's light a candle to the chaos of current events, the whirlwind of politics, and the tangled webs of corruption that we find ourselves entwined by. It's time to ramble our way into the twilight. Welcome to Sunset Rants.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunset Rants. Happy Monday. You made it. I am Biddy. You can find me on X as B213A. Valley here is my co-host. Let them know where they can find you, girl.
Yeah, absolutely. So I go by That Valley Girl on X, going for a very corporate look today, which is
I love it.
Not the vibe of the show, but it's okay. And you can find me at the Cali Melody for some occasionally good takes.
Some humor, some spice.
Some humor, some spice, mainly everything nice.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also join us at riseofmiddleamerica.com, but we will get into that later. Why don't we go ahead and jump right into everything?
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. So let's just pop it off with coming to you from the AP. We got a new... Yeah, we got a new FBI deputy director. That's ex-Secret Service agent and conservative media personality Dan Bongino, a former U.S. Secret Service agent who ran unsuccessfully for office and gained fame as a conservative pundit with TV shows and popular podcasts, has been chosen to serve as FBI deputy director. President Donald Trump announced the appointment Sunday night in a post on his Truth Social platform, praising Bongino as a, quote, man of incredible love and passion for our country. He called the announcement great news for law enforcement and American justice. So there was some shakeups in the beginning when it was like going around whether or not he was going to be put in the cabinet for a lot of different positions, like head of the Secret Service. That was one of them. There was kind of some like mixed reviews on, whether or not people thought that he was a good choice, some thoughts about different things that he said in the past. But I like this appointment for him. I think he can do a lot of good. I think he has, he worked under the Clintons, he worked under Obama. He's been around the Bushes. Like he's been around DC for quite some time, and in a very critical position where he's seen a lot of things. Sure, he knows where all the bodies are buried and whatnot, allegedly. But he's come out very, very strongly in his book that he wrote, Life Inside the Bubble. He said, out of all of them, Obama is worse than the Bushes and Clinton, which is crazy to think when you think about Hillary and all that other kind of stuff that people talk about. But he brought up claims that that Obama and his administration used the IRS to target political opponents when it was with the whole Tea Party situation and things like that. So he's been calling out these people for quite some time. I know we got an X post just talking about his appointment, and He used to be an
Give me
NYPD
that House on
officer.
Fire song. It's one of his
let's
old
hear
songs.
him.
This guy's on fire, just like the Bailey. That house on fire. He is on fire, Schiff. Well, 100% success rate of failing. Why is Adam Schiff so worried? Folks, I strongly encourage you to go back and take another look today at the Russia collusion hoax. I know it's a story that's old and a lot of people want to move on. I'm going to be straight with you. I don't want to move on. We had the...
Yep. Yeah, this is why they're worried. This is he's gonna be another person there that's gonna have them shaking in their boots, because again, he worked with the Secret Service. He shadowed all of these people that we feel have done a lot of corrupt things within our government and started a lot of corruption from when they were in power. So him, in the ear of Kash Patel, in the ear of Pam Bondi, in the ear of Trump, like all of these people are, I think this is a good thing, because he's the deputy. He's not at the top in charge. He still has to answer to some people, but he's going to be able to give a lot of great insight. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of the backlash that I've, seen in some, moderate news media doesn't really exist anymore. It's more of like left-wing media, is that Kash nor Bongino has directly worked for the FBI, right? So because Bongino has had such a criticism of the FBI, like you said, he had a show on Rumble. He's one of the co-founders of Rumble. It tends to be more of a conservative platform. Some might say it's more of like an echo chamber, but that's where he does the best with his audience, right? And so, it's definitely going to be a shakeup. These are all Trump loyalists. So, just always be mindful and critical of what's going on. I think this is what needed to happen, but at the same time, I also don't believe in, worshiping any politician. And we just need to make sure that they are putting the American people first, especially when it comes to, these security and private issues that they'll be faced with.
Yeah, no, agreed. It's like a delicate balance, right? Because you're being chosen by Trump, and the people that come under him to fulfill the agenda that he's put out to the American people, and the reason why they all voted for him. Because he's very vocal. There was never any doubt, except if you were listening to the leftist media, about what they were trying to interpret, his agenda was. When he came out and he said what he wanted to do, there was no like ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, you understood what his agenda was. So he's going to appoint these people. And if those people are down with that agenda and helping it push forward, that's amazing. I also do think they need to be loyal to their position for sure, and make sure that they're following the Constitution and doing things properly.
Absolutely. And, I think some reassurance is that with Bongino, because he is basically the FBI's second in command, and is traditionally, it's more of a career agent role. It's more of, it's more hands off.
Yeah.
And so essentially I don't want to say like he's the secretary to Kash Patel, because his job is a lot more important to that, right?
He's the Robin.
But, yeah, he's a Robin. But it's not.
Sorry, Dan.
It's not as like a big of a deal, especially being like a deputy to Patel. But Patel, himself hasn't been involved with the FBI. So again, it is something just to make sure that you're raising questions about, staying skeptical.
Keep a clear head.
Yeah, see if they're really going to clean house.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. We're still waiting on the Epstein list. Everybody's still yelling about it, like on X.
Yeah,
it's on the desk. What's going on?
Like thing you and I can get into. Like I'm just afraid we're gonna get like the Epstein files and like get
redacted.
Everything's going to be redacted. Like, it's so funny on X because people will post, like, we saw the Epstein files, and it's like all just blacked out.
You saw black blocks everywhere.
I'm like, I personally don't think we need a specific task force to get the Epstein list, but that's again another like a whole thing we could get into.
Oh yeah. Definitely, it could be like a whole hour conversation. I'm sure we'll talk about it when those kind of things drop.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so I think this is good. We had a post from Donald Trump. Great news for law enforcement and American justice. Dan Bongino, a man of incredible love and passion for our country, has just been named the next deputy director of the FBI, but the man who will be best ever director, Kash Patel, the best ever. Dan has.
So huge.
I'm getting better at it, I think.
Spectacular.
Definitely not. Dan has a master's degree in psychology from CUNY and an MBA from Penn State. He was a member of the New York Police Department, which is not an easy job, just like Tom Holman. New York's finest, the finest ever. A highly, it's so cringe. I'm so bad at it. A highly respected special. We need like a recording.
No, we need one of those, not imposters. What are they called? Like the comedians that just do like these really great impressions of politicians. Yeah. There's a couple of like Trump guys that like will do it. Like,
I feel like everybody around me is so good at it, and I want to like join in, but I sound so terrible.
Right.
But yeah. So Trump's excited. I think it's a good thing, as long as all the checks and balances stay in place. But we also do want them to break the wheel. So it's finding that delicate balance is going to be a little bit odd. But all right. So you ready to move on to the next story? Because this is another big one. This kind of like the same.
Yeah, absolutely. So the other big story is the major shakeup at the Pentagon. So Hegseth defends Trump's firings of Pentagon leaders and says that there may be more dismissals. So that's definitely cleaning house. Like, the libertarians are just like stoked on life right now. So let's see here. Okay. So the article from military.com says that according to the AP in Washington, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth insists President Donald Trump's abrupt firing of the nation's senior military officer amid a waste of dismissals at the Pentagon wasn't unusual, brushing aside outcry that the new administration is openly seeking to inject politics into the military. Inject, very interesting word. Politics and the military typically are simultaneous, in my opinion. But it says nothing about this is unprecedented. Hegseth told Fox News Sunday about Air Force General C.Q. Brown Jr. being removed Friday night as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The president deserves to pick his key national security advisory team. Again, I agree. Hegseth said there are lots of presidents who made changes, citing former commanders-in-chief, including Franklin D. Roosevelt, George H.W. Bush, and Barack Obama. Obama specifically. I digress. But Obama, Hegseth said, fired or dismissed hundreds of military officials. Months into his first term, Obama removed Army General David McKernan from being commander of the U.S. forces in Afghanistan. However, Trump, while running for a second term, vowed to eradicate woke ideologies from the military and to swiftly dismiss many top leaders. Hegseth and Trump have made no secret about focusing on pushing aside military officers who have supported diversity, equity, and inclusion in the ranks. The administration says a move will better fortify a lethal fighting force. And then it says Brown was just the second Black general to serve as chairman. His 16 months in the post were consumed with the war in Ukraine and the expanded conflict in the Middle East. Trump in 2020 nominated Brown as Air Force Chief of Staff. But it looks like after 16 months, he wants to replace Brown with Air Force Lieutenant General Dan Razin Kane, who
It's like Raising Cane, like
Oh,
the
okay.
restaurant. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Who retired in December. It is unclear what recalling Kane to active duty service will require because he literally retired. But the position requires Kane to be confirmed by the Senate.
That again.
Yeah, basically saying, Brown was honorable, but he was not
Okay.
for the moment.
I'm sorry.
Oh, we got a military guy in here. Hold up.
Okay.
Let me do the thing so I'm not echoing. What you have going on here is, after further research, basically, yes, the chairman of Joint Chiefs is an omnibus position, and there are several laws, including the Nichols something or other Act. It's questionable whether Lieutenant General Raising Kane actually meets the statutory requirements for that office, but there are other statutory requirements for that office that have been waived before. But bottom line, Secretary Hegseth isn't wrong. The president deserves who he trusts as his national security team. And I'll shut up and go back behind the camera. And I'm sorry. I apologize for jumping up.
No, appreciate your insight. Thank you.
Yeah,
that was the Goldwater Nichols Act that he was talking about.
Yeah. And whenever it's military, I think we should just beforehand force our producer to come on because, you have two, although very bright and powerful and gorgeous and funny women up here, but you are the military expert and we are not.
Yes. No, every time we talk about something that has to do with military, I pick this brain all day. I'm just like, no, but yeah. So no, and just like you're saying, and what everybody's saying, in general is when you come into office, it's your prerogative basically of who you want working.
Right, it's your administration.
Yeah, and if that's going to be, anytime somebody says something, they're going to be like, oh, that was the Trump administration, that was during the Trump administration, that was his administration. So if you're going to have that, if I'm going to have my name on it, then you best believe I'm going to make sure that whoever I choose is going to be my pick, and my nominees and the people that are going to forward again that agenda that people have voted for. We wanted the stopping of the woke, ideologies in our military specifically.
I said mansplain away. He said, did she just call me out for mansplaining? I said, you can mansplain.
Yes, mansplain away. It's more like military splaining, actually.
Yeah, I understand there's mansplaining and I accept it.
I'm perfectly fine with making a
I'm perfectly fine with it. I want you to mansplain the military to us. But the thing is, Hegseth also goes on to essentially say that during Joe Biden's administration, he gave lawful orders, but a lot of them were particularly bad lawful orders, adding things such as the COVID vaccine mandates that threw everything for a loop, right? He specifically said that it eroded the military ideologically. So, with Trump coming in, he has set forth other ideas that are to be followed, and that is their prerogative. But let's, segue into some of the tea that we're a little bit more familiar with.
Oh, you want to go there? Okay, well, let's do it. Let's go. All right. So coming to you from one of my favorites, New York Post, who also endorsed Donald Trump, I just want to say. I think they got New York
Post, though, as of late.
You don't like the New York Post?
That's a whole different conversation. But
oh yeah, I would love to hear. No, but for the most part, no, I enjoy their articles and everything like that. They
Right,
usually,
right.
especially during like the censorship times that we went through, there was a lot
Yeah,
that they brought to the table. There's a lot of stuff that they bring up that nobody else is talking about, which I
right.
appreciate. But yeah, so MSNBC cancels Joy Reid's Lefty show as network makes major shakeup. I would do a cartwheel, but I might bust a lip. I'm very, very excited. I went down memory lane today, just kind of like watching all of her highlights, and I was just like, this is amazing. I'm so happy about this. It kind of sucks saying that, like you're happy about somebody losing their job, but if you go back and listen to the things that she was saying on air and the hate that she was inciting constantly every day, all day, and calling half the country Nazis, yeah, I'm happy. So MSNBC liberal mainstay Joy Reid's show has been canceled as part of the major overhaul by the network's new president, Rebecca Cutler, according to a report. The 7 p.m. program, hosted by ardent President Trump critic Reid, 56, will be replaced by a new panel show featuring co-hosts Alicia Mendez, Michael Steele, and Simone Sanders Townsend, who was, she worked with Kamala Harris. She worked for Bernie Sanders. So she was the one that kind of like, there was rumors that she was having a hard time with Kamala Harris, and then she kind of resigned.
Wait, that who was?
Simone Sanders Townsend.
Huh, interesting. Like she thought that Kamala Harris was too leftist or was too moderate. Do you know the specifics?
I don't know the specifics, and to be honest, and I could be wrong about this, I don't know if she actually brought it up. Because I would think that would be something that would be kind of damning to Kamala and her whole like reputation. So they just kind of like quietly turned away, but there was like a lot of rumors that she wasn't happy with things that were going on. But yeah, so let's see. The final episode of Reid's show, The Readout, will air sometime this week, ending a mainstay of MSNBC's lineup for the past 5 years. MSNBC declined to comment.
Yeah, so what's interesting about this whole thing, right, is that I was reading up on it as well, and Cutler seems to have a real liking towards circle back at Jen Psaki. And in fact, there's a picture of Jen Psaki right there. And it looks like, by making these other changes, they're actually giving Psaki one of the weekend primetime spots. And I think that's very ironic because Psaki tends to be just a tiny bit to the right of Joy Reid's rhetoric, I would say. I don't know how
she plays her cards very close to the chest.
Yeah, and I don't know how familiar you are with like a lot of like independent like news networks that tend to be left leaning, but Joy Reid reminds me of someone who would be on something like I believe it's called like Revolution Blackout or something like that, where it's a lot of like more socialist ideas. It seemed like a lot of what she was spewing wasn't non-biased enough for the mainstream media, right? I'm looking up a CNN article, which just to get a slightly different perspective, probably not by much, but it's basically saying that despite the change in programming, because it looks like Reid's show was kind of like pulling the lowest amongst like all of them, MSNBC is maintaining its roots with Trump back in office. And it looks like the viewership has been up 77% during primetime hours and 34% in total day viewers. So it looks like the show is, it looks like the network is getting viewership. It's just like not for her particular show.
Time slot. Yeah.
Slot. So it looks like, to me, she's always come off like too niche for something like an MSNBC, right? Because if you're reporting the news, and not outright saying that it's, strictly like an opinion show and you have like a primetime slot. Like I don't think you should, wish ill on Trump supporters, right? In fact,
calling out Christians constantly, and yeah.
Like in fact, I actually found a couple clips for our producer to bring up. Yeah, you can definitely bring it up. It's like hilarious to see what she said a month ago and then the like aftershock of leaving the network. I think that one was just the meltdown, but there's actually like a comparison with like how she was, and then it's like the before and after, like the Trump.
Oh yeah, the side by side. That was so good.
Yeah.
All right, let's see it.
No fair. My body, my choice. Well, here's an alternative thought. Make your own dinner, MAGA. Make your own sandwiches. Wipe your own tears. Troll amongst yourselves with Elon and leave us alone. You got your heart's desire, the president you dreamed of, and worship instead of Jesus. And this time, you didn't even have to storm the Capitol, smash the windows, or try to kill police officers or issue death threats to poll workers. See? You did it just by voting this time. Congrats. You got your way. And he even got away with breaking the law. Yay.
My show had value, and that, I'm sorry.
What happened?
That what I was doing had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV. And I think this is kind of like me on TV, so I apologize. And then it mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is
always that
Karen. In the end,
oh God, hell. No, but you know what? Like, seriously, like I said earlier, nasty, just totally nasty to half of the country. Like, just inciting hate, like I said earlier. Like, there was a moment, and because I was watching it earlier, she was attacking the Moms for Liberty co-founder Tiffany Justice about the books being banned. And she brought up, and of course she kept talking over her every time she would ask her a question. If she didn't begin the question with just a quick yes and no, kind of like she thought she was in, sitting in Congress, asking somebody a question in an oversight committee. But it's like, you're interviewing somebody, you have them on your show, you ask them a question. Why are you interrupting her while she's answering? And it's because every time Tiffany Justice answered, she started rattling off the explicit content that was in this book that they wanted to put in the hands of elementary school kids. And her argument, Joy Reid, was, why should it be banned when some parents out there want their kids to read these books? Then go get them the book, buy the book for them, let them have it at home if they want to read it. That should not be something that you could just grab out of school. And, she was trying to defend that. Back in December, she claimed on air that Trump wanted to shoot protesters. Yeah, I seen that clip of her. She was the part of the whole campaign after Trump won. If your family member voted for Trump, it's okay to stay away from them for the holidays. Like, total race baiter, total divider. Not saying there aren't that on both sides, like the division tactics and things like that. But yeah.
Yeah, but like I mentioned, right? Like, that is something that, look, I believe in free speech, but that's something that she should be able to say on an independent network and not on a mainstream network. I have had conservative friends that have been guests on left-leaning winging. I didn't say winging. Like
I think you wanted to say leaning, and then you wanted to say winging.
No, like I've had conservative friends that have been on panels on, left wing networks, right? Like MSNBC, CNN, News Nation, anything that you can stream on cable, right? And they have been canceled for far, far, far less. Because the left can get away with more. Yep. So what I'm thinking for her is she's either going to go the independent podcast route, which many people do. She's going to go to another network. I bring up News Nation a lot. I really like them, but they are very diverse. They do have a lot of moderates. They have people on the left and the right. So News Network, News Nation, I'm sorry, could be an option. Maybe even The View.
Ugh. Well,
But like
whatever. I don't
the
watch it
only
anyway.
reason why like The View is still doing well is because they like mix it up and they characterize it as a daytime TV, right? They don't characterize it as a news show. Because if they were to characterize it as a news show, they wouldn't be able to get away with most of the hateful rhetoric that they spew.
Yeah.
But
They
because
already get sued all the time. Can you
right,
imagine?
but because they mix in like shopping and having like Hollywood guests on and personal stories and things, discussions that don't have to do with politics, are able to get away with it. And I think like that's probably the only type of panel that really exists besides like with like the content that they're putting out that exists besides Joy Reid. And I think we're going to find like a shift coming where it's going to become a lot more moderate, which is common sense. I mean, the news should
Good.
be just
Yeah.
reporting the facts. There shouldn't be
Exactly.
blatant slants on each side.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, like, you know, like we have a podcast, right? We're here talking, we are labeled as a podcast, we give our opinions.
Right.
We're not telling you guys like we're reporting you the news and this is exactly what it is. Everything that I'm telling you, these are the details, these are the motives, this is what's going on. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
why, like you said, how they package it is what's important. And as we found out from Doge and everything else, that a lot of these networks were being subsidized, you know, and we're still finding out more about that. So it's another thing that's extremely concerning when you they're supposed to be the people that kind of report it unbiasedly and point out things like kind of like another check and balance that is supposed to be out there. But if you're basically a propaganda wing, then what are we doing? Like, and then you guys point at Russia and China, and it's like, okay, but you're literally giving us propaganda news.
Right. And again, I know one of our viewers brought up wishing Rachel Maddow a successful exit. Speaking of Alex Wagner, who hosts the Alex Wagner Tonight, Tuesday through Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, is actually a substitute now for the Rachel Maddow show. And that she will not be returning to the primetime slot since taking on special assignment coverage. A source says Wagner will remain with the network as a correspondent. So you have Maddow out, you have Joy Reid out, and you have Wagner and Psaki essentially taking over those two time slots.
Wow. And you know what's crazy? Like a couple of months back, she had already taken like a $5 million pay cut. Right. So it was kind of
Really?
Yeah, Maddow did. So it was kind of like in the works.
Yeah.
Inching down. And they do it because they have contracts and things like that. So I think they have to do it very like sneakily, like they did with who was that guy that just got canned, and it was Acosta.
Oh, Jim Acosta, yeah.
Yeah, they basically just said,
yeah,
well, you're gonna have the grave.
Make a bet on that, on where he was going.
Yeah, I haven't heard from anything from him yet.
Honestly, he may just be enjoying his
severance or whatever he
got. Severance, yeah.
Yeah, but like they basically, instead of just firing him, they said, okay, we'll give you this new time slot, which was basically like a death sentence to your anchor career if you're going to be in the graveyard shift coming off of like primetime television. So that was kind of like a way for him to be the one to be like, okay, I'm out. But yeah, he's still trying to do his thing out there. I'm over here looking, but it's a whole another rabbit hole to go down. What do we got next? We got some more news out there that we need to talk about coming to you from Reuters. Take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to get started, I'm going to pull it up on my end.
Oh, yeah, sure. So coming to you from Reuters, wary of Trump, Germany's Merz warns it's 5 minutes to midnight for Europe. Okay. Yeah, we went through like a lot of different things when we were talking about this. Let me know when you're ready, when you want to read
Yeah, I got it
the
pulled up.
article.
I had literally like so much joy read info pulled up. I need to like close some of these tabs. So
I do the same. Yeah.
so yeah, so in excuse me, on February 24th in Berlin, Germany's election winner Friedrich Merz warned the United States on Monday against turning its back on allies, but also urged Europeans to build up their own defense capabilities, saying it was now 5 minutes to midnight for Europe. Sounds a little bit threatening, right? So his comments underscore the turmoil engulfing the transatlantic alliance since the re-election of U.S. President Donald Trump and fears he could strike a deal with Russia over Ukraine while Kyiv and Europe just watch from the sidelines. So kind of breaking this down, right? It's looking like the conservatives are trying to quickly form a government after winning a national election on Sunday, but face tricky coalition talks and the prospect of an obstructive parliament after far right and far left parties surged. Time is pressing for Europe because the German businesses are demanding help to retain to remain globally competitive, kind of like retain how far ahead they are. And society is like split over like things like immigration and new government, societal issues, and like the confrontation surrounding the tariffs that Trump might implement, as well as China and Russia being an alliance. Mm-hmm. So what we see with the greatest concern, of course, is the attempt by Trump to make a deal with Russia and Ukraine over the heads of the Europeans, over the heads of Ukraine, Merz told a press conference. So, okay, it seems to me like this Merz is, would you consider him like right-leaning?
Well, I mean, he did come out and say that he wasn't going to stop
he wasn't going to start
the invasion, the immigration. Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know if that's supposed to be right-leaning for where they are, because these things could be kind of different. The lines could be different in different nations, but
right.
I would think that's very progressive if you think about it. Just kind of like not upholding your national culture and just saying, whatever, like we're just going to let all these migrants come in here. They're not going to assimilate. Like the same thing that was happening here. Like, they're not coming here because they want to be a part of the United States. They're coming here because they want to, reap the benefits of whatever they can as possible. And then maybe one day go back to where they came from,
right. And I think
get the money.
Yeah. And I think what's interesting is that right. I was going to agree with Impure, who says Merz is more of a center-right figure at most. And yeah, I was going to say, and I've said it before, the left has shifted so much more in the EU, in the UK, than it has in America, which kind of shows you, right, how far the pendulum has swung, specifically in the West. It's like, I hate to feel like the West has fallen, but
it has.
The right here, the Republican Party, which I would consider is center right.
Yeah. Because it's very mixed right now.
We have a lot of libertarians, we have a lot of independents, we have the Maha movement, we have RFK Jr., we have Tulsi Gabbard. None of these people are radicals, right? But yet, this party is considered to be a far right party in Germany due to our wanting to protect our secure borders, wanting to put a halt to immigration, which again, Obama was the deporter in chief, right? So we have always been advocating for secure borders up until the Biden administration. And so, when we're referring to this article, it says, the left says this, the right, the far right says this. And to me, it sounds like they elected someone who is to the left of what they're claiming him to be. So, going back to the article, it says that Merz is essentially an ally of Ukraine. It says that his conservative
Another
bloc-
thing that a lot of people, that focus right aren't.
Yeah. He said his conservative bloc wants to ally with Olaf Scholz's Social Democrats, the SPD party, who came in third after the far-right Alternative for Germany, AfD, surged to a historic second place. So it looks like the order is kind of like center-right, what they consider far-right for the first time, for the AfD
like
party.
nationalism and whatnot. Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, this is really interesting too.
And then
Remember
the
we were
SPD
looking at
came in
this?
third.
Yeah.
I know that we were going over the map before, but just finishing up the article here, it's just saying like the AfD and the Radical Left Party jointly secured 1/3 of seats in the new parliament, enough to block constitutional changes needed to loosen state borrowing limits. Changes that some economists say are crucial to revive the flagging economy. Merz says he was in talks with other parties to reform the debt brake that restricts borrowing even before the new parliament is officially sworn in. He could also sound out allies about creating another special off budget. However, a resurgent left party in the AfD may wield a blocking minority in parliament. So it's interesting, right? Because you have we basically have like the duopoly in the United States. Like, yes, we have the Green Party. We also have the Constitutionalist Party. We have the Green Party. We have, things like that. But
all these little engines that could.
Yeah, the little engines that can't really. I mean, they can't. But then when you're in like Germany, you have like multiple parties. And so now there's going to be a ton of things that are going to be blocked by parliament because nobody can really seem to get a grasp on what's going on over there.
Yeah. And that's another thing too. Like, can a person that you're voting in, can they actually lead? Can they get things passed? Do they have influence? That's another big thing. And I guess we shall see. I mean, no, I don't care how like heart heavy you are, how much you want to care about others. Like, no nation can sustain just like total like invasions of millions and millions of people that don't speak the language, that have their own culture. Everything around you is going to have to kind of change to fit them, because they're not planning to assimilate to your culture and everything that's going on in this country. Like, it doesn't make any sense why you would go there if you don't want to assimilate into their culture. Why wouldn't you just stay where you are? But it's always this like humanitarian crisis thing. Well, there's like a whole bunch of craziness or terror that's going on where they're coming from, so they have to come. But you would think they would come and kind of be a little more humble, rather than saying, well, you have to give me this, you have to change your laws, that we need our rights, this and that. So
yeah, and it basically says that critics are saying that if Merz does not crack down on illegal immigration, that the AfD, remember the far right party, according to them, which is about 12 years old, is set to be the largest opposition party and could actually be the front runner for the next election set for 2029. And Musk has actually supported this idea.
I've seen that.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot going on now. Before we get into Caption This, Brian, I wanted to see if you could just bring up the map, because we had discussed earlier who voted for AfD versus who voted for the rest of the party. And I know that was something interesting that you guys were talking about as we were going over things in the production meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So the area over here that's in the blue, that's who voted for AFD, with just kind of a little cutout there in the middle. Um, that area of Germany were living under communist rule at one point. They had a lot of that going on in that area. So we see you see like Berlin here, the Soviet sector. This is what they grew up in. So it's very interesting to see the people, just like we saw with like Cubans that came to America that started talking about how, Biden and all of them and all the leftists, like they said, they seen it before. They seen how communism rose where they came from. And that's why they started voting for Trump. And that's why they were supporting him. You see this now kind of like the same thing. The only section almost like exact it were voting for the far right in Germany, the people that understood and saw how communism kind of grew and got to the worst of it.
Yeah, and that's what tends to happen, right? We've seen it happen in Venezuela. I mean, we've seen it happen in areas where unfortunately they have experienced communism, and we saw that happen with how Javier Milei
Mhm.
got in there and just started slashing everything because he was like, how did
Fuera.
inflation
Yeah.
get so high? Like, how are you
Yeah.
guys so fucked? Like,
Mhm. Yeah. And
crazy.
also, one of our Discord members, Navasa, brought up the GRDP, and it seems that the poorest area of which is also that same area that was living under communism, they're also the poorest area in all of Germany. So that's
Argentina
also
is a
very
very good
interesting.
example.
Mhm.
Yep.
So it's just kind of like when you make those correlations, you kind of see why people make the decisions they do. You don't have to exactly agree with every single thing a potential leader is spouting, but you can say, well, and I don't want to say the lesser of two evils because that thing has been thrown around like forever, but it's like, okay, I may not agree with 100%, but I like about 90, and I'm definitely not chilling with those people over there because they are like, so I think that's
Oh my God. It reminds me of, this is such a girl thing. It reminds me of like the Mean Girls thing where it's like, you can't sit with us.
Yes, no, they definitely can't
Yeah,
sit with us.
you
I don't
can't
want
sit
them
with
sitting
us.
at my table.
Not
Please don't.
allowed.
Leave me alone. I need
Not
a safe
allowed.
space. All right, so what do you think? Do we have time, or should we just head on right to caption this?
I think we're going to caption this.
Okay. All right. So thank you guys so much. I see you've been extremely active in the chat. I love to see it. And this is perfect for this time of the show. We play a game. It's called Caption This. We're going to give you an AI generated photo. We ask that you guys in the chat give us your funny captions, just kind of, go off on it. Like whatever comes to your mind. Whoever is the best at the end wins. Valley and I will, choose. And if we both agree, that person wins automatically. If we don't, then we'll go to the chat for some tie breaking or, for some, what do you call the thing? Voting for your best. So, and also if whoever wins tonight and every night on Sunset Rants gets put into a championship round, and you get to win some Roma Nation merch, not nerch. You get to win some merch, and we're going to show you that a little later. I said nerch.
No, did I say nerch or did you say nerch?
No, I said nerch. You said something else, and I can't remember what it was. We couldn't talk on Wednesday for some reason. It was really weird. Yes, Impure, you've won 3 times. I think you won twice in a row. Like, you guys are awesome. All right, so let's get that caption up here and let's see what we got.
Yeah, and guys, if you want to share this out to your friends. Let's see if we can get like a lot of competition going.
Yeah, I can't, like, I just love it, like, that we're getting more and more people, and I can't wait for the day where everybody's just like, it's just flowing with captions like crazy.
Yeah.
Yep, you did. You did. see. Oh, Impure coming out swinging.
Wait, why is it redacted? Image credit.
Fallout. I just started playing Fallout again, actually.
Okay, I'm gonna get in here myself.
I'm not even thinking. I'm like waiting for the chat. I gotta think of something.
Okay, let's see.
Oh my gosh, I'm thinking of like a gun reference, and I'm gonna get it wrong, and I know it, and all the gun like connoisseurs are gonna
Gun
come.
footer's gonna be like on you.
But damn, if I say it, then I'm gonna like ruin the whole thing. But
Okay,
like,
let's see here.
what's what's considered a sidearm? Is that just something that like hangs on your arm, like with a strap, like kind of like a rifle or something? I can't hear if Brian's telling me or not. I think you're muted, my love. Sidearm is typically a pistol. Okay, thank you, Impure. That's not gonna work then. All right, I got one. Okay, so let's see what we got. We got degenerates like you belong on a cross.
What? Who
Masculine.
said that?
Impure.
Oh, I thought it was like a troll saying that like about us personally. I was like,
No. Oh my gosh, I would have been so upset. Masculinity so much, even Grok had to cut it off. You better think about the Roman Empire. Yeah. I know all you guys out there always think about the Roman Empire. I don't know what it is. Rome burns as I play my rifle. Oh yeah, that was mine. Rome would have never fallen if I had my AK. Getting ready for the boogaloo.
let's go.
I'll tell you, this guy's face, he looks ready to rumble. Isn't AI so insane? I mean, like, look at his arms and everything,
Is
and
that
like
from
the
Grok?
hair standing. Yeah,
That's intense.
it really is. Like the little fuzzies on the outfit and everything. Like that's
Yeah.
insane. He kind of looks like Zelensky.
Oh, don't say that.
Zelensky wishes
Don't
he
say
looks
that.
this good and like strong.
Yeah.
When cosplaying as Caesar's Legion goes too far.
Hold on.
That was the one that that Brian said earlier. AI thinks a Roman centurion looks like Pete Headset. That's awesome. We got all the Fallout references, yeah. Proof that Leonidas was a time traveler. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine like time traveling back then and like bringing this kind of artillery? Oh my gosh. Maybe that's what really happened to what is it? What's that place that got like devastated by in Italy? Ah, my brain is not working with the volcano. I can't think.
You better think about the Roman Empire.
300 modern version. Secretly, every soy boy has this poster to work out to. Oh, Pompeii. Thank you, Navasa. I knew it was a P, but Mount Vesuvius. Yeah. What if it wasn't like Mount Vesuvius? It was just like a time travel that went back with a bomb.
I'm gonna play off of what Impure said.
All right. So it's 9:56. We'll give it like another. We'll give it to like 9:58, and then we'll see. Don't steal my thunder, Valley.
Why? You won like 3 times.
Yeah, share the wealth.
Hello?
How often do you think about the Roman Empire? Every guy says yes.
Every girlfriend asks their autistic boyfriend.
So this is what World War IV armor looks like. When do we not? Yeah, you guys love the Roman Empire, man. If that comes up like in the Discord in a VC chat, just prepare to listen.
Men love the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just sit there like smirking, like, all right.
Like,
Just let them have their testosterone boosting moments. All right, so let's scroll up a little bit. What do we got? Who's the first one? Hey Ray, I see you in there. Hey JR, what's up, guys?
Guys, we're so close. We're at about 140 right now.
The new security for Caesar's Palace in Vegas. I love that. That's good.
Funny. Yeah.
If the ghosts of Sparta and Brian, wait, where did it go? Had a love child. That's actually good. I like that one. I could totally see
Can
it
I win,
too.
guys? I need a free trucker hat.
Okay, wait. So, but all right. So what do we got? We got the new security for Caesar's Palace in Vegas. That's one that you got. I think that one is the best one you did.
Thank you.
And I really like T-Bones. I think that's good.
Oh, which one was T-Bones?
The one with if the ghost of Sparta and Brian had a love child.
Yeah.
Like literally with that piece. Call it
Accurate.
piece. All you gun people are gonna come for me when I get off of here.
Gun Twitter, you know her ex.
Be gentle. Why are you sicking them on me, please? I'm scared. All right, so you wanna
I'm voting for myself.
You're voting for yourself, okay? And then
Yeah.
I'll vote for T-Bone. With the Brian one.
Should you
So
vote for yourself, or should I not vote for myself?
I mean, you can. I voted for myself before. But I was in the chat. I wasn't on the show, but it's like, are you gonna vote for yourself anyway, or you're not gonna vote at all? So it's like the same thing. All right, so guys, we need you to vote. Option 1 is, gosh, I can't see it again. The new security for Caesar's Palace in Vegas. And option 2 is T-Bones if the ghost of Sparta and Brian had a love child. Give us some votes in the chat, 1 or 2. Let's see who wins tonight. And in just a minute, once we announce the winner, we're gonna show you guys our new merch. So excited to show you all. I've been talking about it. We've been talking about it for like so long. Okay, so we got a vote for T-Bone.
Got 2 for T-Bone.
Okay. Caesar's Palace is pretty great. I've never been. You ever been to Las Vegas?
I have, but it's been like for how
Right.
close I am.
What are you talking?
Why are you talking about Brian? No, so for how close I am, I haven't been in like a while.
I've never been at all.
I'm due to go.
Is it really all it's cracked up to be?
No.
No. None of these
No.
places ever are. All right, so I mean, I guess I guess, yeah.
I think T-Bone won. Yeah.
I think T-Bone won tonight.
Yeah.
Don't worry, girl. I'm going to send you a trucker hat. I'll buy you one. My co-host present.
Aw.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like our co-host anniversary.
We could do like a 6-monther, like newlyweds or something. So that way you won't have to wait too
I have
long.
to wait 6 months for merch.
Or how long has it been? Or what about 3 months or 4 months? What is 4, 8, 12, 3, 6, that's 12. Yeah, 3 months. I told you, I totally don't count on my fingers. All right, so congratulations, T-Bone. You won.
T-Bone.
Great stuff, man. All right, so
he says, all I do is win, 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 no matter what.
Whoa!
No money,
She brought
no
it
money.
back.
Okay, I'm done.
That's right. All right, so why don't we get the website up real quick? If you guys didn't know, we do have a lovely website, riseinmiddleamerica.com. You can get our Discord there. You can see all of our lovely faces. You can see clips and news articles, everything that or not news articles, but news, videos, everything. And we also have our merch. We have a PayPal link at the bottom if you want to contribute and make a monetary contribution. But let's check out that merch. Just scroll up a little bit, that really colorful area in the middle, and we'll be able to see the merch right there. Show your support. Go down a little bit. Right there. Yep. And click on Romanation right there. And right there.
Yay!
Hey, there it is. I'm so excited.
Oop, there it is.
I mean, okay, I want that black shirt right there with the little
is that,
green.
Wait, is that Brian?
Right there, that's AK. That's our
that's
son.
AK?
That's AK's face.
Dude, I can't see. It's not zoomed in. I just see sunglasses, and they both wear glasses.
I really like that like dark forest green. Is that like forest green color? Sunset Rants hat?
I think I should get the water bottle because I'm a dehydrated ADHD bitch. And
Me too. Do you see how much I drink throughout the show? I'm like, I can't talk.
Dude, I can't. I'm
drinking.
weird. I'm like very self-conscious. Like I will never like eat or drink on like streams or like a Zoom call or like a Discord. Like even like a Discord thing. Like
yeah, I won't eat or chew gum or anything like that. But I have to drink.
I'm just like so like even when I'm on Spaces, like I can't do it. I'm like so just like self-conscious. Yeah.
The drawstring bag with the Romanation.
Oh, I like that. That's like a good gym bag.
Sunset Rants one.
Yeah.
And the 3/4 sleeve.
Wait, where's the hats? Are the hats on there yet?
Yep.
Ooh.
We got these two so far.
I like the second hat.
Yeah, I really love the color of the like the sun reflection at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can
Ooh,
choose like your colors. Mm-hmm.
Wait, is there a pink one?
There is a pink one.
Oh, dude, that brings me back to the days of like, just like millennial core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love all of this. It's so great.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, there's our merch, you guys. I hope you like it. I hope you check it out. It definitely supports us. It supports the network, but also you can look fly walking around. So it's a win-win. But yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. This is Sunset Rants. We're Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You have Valley and I on Mondays and Wednesdays, Tay and D on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You also have Romanation on Saturdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have the Rise with Middle America in the morning at 9 a.m. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, we're a growing network, and we really appreciate all you guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. Biddy, ElizabethBiddy213A on X. Where can they find you, Valley?
Yeah, so it looks like it's on the screen there. I'm that Valley girl because I know you can't tell, but I am in California, and you can find me at the Kelly Melody on X. So please, if you haven't already, follow both of us. Check out the website, check out the show schedule. Definitely love hanging out with you guys and definitely appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. All right, kick us with the cold closing. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
So I got to thinking, there's MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. MAGA, Make America Great Again. But what we really need to do is make America follow the Constitution again. Motherfucker. That sounded better in my head.